Hi, I'm Victoria Maclean and welcome to my channel. Oh my god, that was very hi. I don't know how many times I do that because it's like, first of all I go, hi, I'm Victoria, and then it's like, hi, I'm Victoria, and you can't hear it, or I speak too fast. Anyway, today I thought we would have a cup of magic together. So I would like you right this second to pause this video and then go and make yourself a cup of tea, cup of coffee, I don't know, chai tea or whatever it is you drink. Go and get a biscuit or something to snack on. Go and get it quick and then come straight back here. If you would like me to bring Hogwarts to you, then why not subscribe to my channel? Let's get started. So I think was it day before yesterday, I asked you guys, I'm actually sat down for this video, I asked you guys if there was anything that you wanted to ask me, and I wrote this across social media and I've had over 70 questions, so thank you so much. I am so grateful. However, I'm not going to be able to answer them all, obviously, otherwise I would be sat here forever. So I've got my phone, which is nice because I can't normally, when I'm filming, obviously recently I've been using my Canon, but before I'd have to use my phone, and I couldn't go on my phone while I was filming, so it's nice that I can do this. I can actually look directly at your questions. So I'm going to go on to Harry Potter UK, which, if you guys don't know, is my other page. I did try changing it to Victoria Maclean, but Facebook said because everyone had known it as Harry Potter UK, it couldn't be changed, which is fair enough. Right, okay. Oh god, that's an awful interview. That interview I posted up yesterday on YouTube. Did that almost 4 years ago now, and I didn't even know it had gone live 4 years ago, but it went live 4 years ago. Right, where is it all? I have no energy. No, I still don't today. I'm still half asleep. Okay, here we go. Right, so I've had 45 questions on Facebook. Have I read all of these? If I've read them, I've got a little, I've reacted to them. I haven't replied, but I've reacted. So I like to try. That's one thing somebody said to me, a woman called Vanessa. So hi Vanessa, bless her. She said, I love how you try and reply to everybody. And I do try and reply to everyone. I think it's important that I try and reply to everybody. I just had to go and get a stool to put my feet on because I like having my legs elevated when I talk, when I look, because I'm like, got my knees on, you know, I'm proper comfy. I'm proper comfy. All I need now is a blanket. Look at the t-shirt. It's the Burrow from the recent special edition Geek Gear t-shirt. Right, so what I want to talk to you about is these questions. If they're questions I've been asked numerous times, then I will not reply to them. Nothing against the person who's written it. You didn't know. But because there are over 70 questions in total, I want to try and answer as many as I can that I haven't been asked before. Right, so Gail Roberts, top fan on Harry Potter UK, well done my darling. She says, how do you find the rare collectibles on eBay? Have you tried searching? I have tried searching, but nothing much, so not having much joy. Right, so Gail Roberts, darling, message me on Instagram. My Instagram is this here. It's Victoria__Maclean. Message me on there. It might not show up straight away, but I like to reply to people personally on my Instagram rather than Harry Potter UK because we do get inundated. So Gail Roberts, message me privately, darling, because if you're looking for something specific, I will try and help you find it myself, okay? Gareth Wynne Davis, what's the most embarrassing thing that has fallen out of your bag? I love it. Do you know what? I can't think of anything. It's a great question, by the way. I can't think of anything. I want to say something like, I don't know, maybe a sanitary towel or a tampon. But you know, that's very private, isn't it? But I don't think, I think when what I have done is recently is before the lockdown and everything, I don't know why, but I had a pair of clean pants in my bag, okay? Now I wear granny pants, all right? Big black ones, okay? So, you know, I don't care who's watching, I wear granny pants, all right? I'm 40 years old, I ain't gonna wear anything sexy, all right? But what I did is, for some reason they were in my bag and I can't remember why. I know there was a reason, and it was a normal reason, normal lady reason. And I pulled my phone charger out of my bag in the middle of the surgery in the waiting room, and I think it was in the waiting room. When I pulled the lead out, my pants came with it. So it was like, oh, nobody saw it. It's quick, shove it in, shove it in. I got a blooming great Ravenclaw bag, which I haven't got with me right now. But I did, I literally just shoved it in quickly. But I think that's the most recent embarrassing thing. So there we are. Your question has been answered. Okay, Jamie Ham, if you could marry anyone from the Harry Potter series, who would it be and why? Sirius Black, because he is so hot. Yes, Victor Crumb, but he was very young in the series, so it wouldn't be suitable to marry Victor Crumb. But Sirius Black, oh my god, because you can imagine he'd be really cheeky, breaking all the rules, but has a heart of gold and would love me forever. So Alan Rickman, no, not Alan Rickman, although I love Alan Rickman. But yeah, Gary Oldman. So woon, and I am older, you know, so I've got to think of these things nicely. Okay, Hazel Kathleen Downer, is that right? What is the least favourite item in your collection and why? So I mean something you found good enough to keep by, but could be much better. Also, how much would you say you spent over your collection, right? So the last part of the question I won't answer. However, the one thing that I bought recently from Japan was a very recently released golden snitch ornament. Now it's a golden snitch with wings, and it's on like a weird like shaped like branch or something. It looks amazing in the photos. If I can find it, I'll put a picture up. It looks amazing in the photos, but it is the worst piece of beep I have ever bought. It was about £25 and it's worth about £7. It's awful. And Janice, bless her, my editor, bought one as well, and I wished she had spoken to me before she paid for it, because she felt the same way when hers arrived. It was awful, and we had to wait forever for it. Have a sip of my lovely mug that Harry bought me as a thank you a few years ago for taking to the studios for a Christmas. Isn't that lush? I should really put it there. I've got a little table beside me. Okay. Oh, this is an interesting question by Katie Powell. Do you feel having Asperger's affects your collecting? As I know mine does. Yes. It does, because obviously I've got autism, and Asperger's is one of the disabilities that I have, along with many others, unfortunately. However, I don't think it's unfortunate, except when I'm doing uni work, because it's like, I do, because when I'm collecting, it's more of an obsession, and I know even though I'm obsessed with Harry Potter, as many of us are, for me personally, I find it more difficult, because I have to have things a certain way. I have to, the buying is part of my OCD, if you like. So I do find it very, very difficult. I love that. Phil Stannard, do you want to build a snowman? Always want to build a snowman. Do you want to build a snowman? Come on, let's go and play. Mark Bridger, what would your character be like if you are cast in the Wizarding World, and what would your story be? Well, the thing is, when I'm in cast, because the guys that you don't know, I have an IMDb. I've been working in TV for, oh my god, it must be 5 years now. So I've been on many TV programs, but I've always played kind of like the sexy older woman, if you like, even when I was younger, you know, what does that say? But I always kind of played the sexy older woman. I mean, I played Mrs. Claus in Stella a few years back, and it was kind of like a bit kind of strange. Working with Ruth Jones was very, very strange, but majority of the cast in that were amazing. What's his name? Big Al. I can't remember his real name, but he is such a scream. He had a go at me for not liking Joe's ice cream. Not everyone likes Joe's ice cream, I'm sorry. But I think I'd like to play somebody a bit scatty-brained, I think, because I think I'm very much suited to scatty-brained person. Somebody who's a bit crazy and a bit kind of OCD, and, well, that's just me in a nutshell. I remember being cast in something, the series was never made, but it was about being an airline hostess. I know Kaylee Cuoco's done one recently, but this was about 3 years ago now. And I was cast in it, and it was meant to be in Swansea. And the series, I was meant to actually play an air hostess who thinks she's flying for like British Airways or something. It turned out it was a cargo plane, you know, but it was because of my accent and the fact that I can actually portray somebody incredibly posh. And I did for a Batman, for a fan-made Batman film in the trailer I was a very posh lady who owned the land that we were on, and I was in a gorgeous gold dress and so on. But I mean, that sort of role suits me as well, because I can be very catty, obviously. I think most women can, can't they? But I don't know, I think it would have to be somebody scatterbrained, maybe a bit like, I don't know, Pressa Trelawney or something, with the glasses and like the crazy hair, and you know, I think that would probably suit me. What Harry Potter item does Janice own that is her absolute favourite thing? My guess is a Dobby statue. That's Wayne Smith. Of course it's a Dobby statue, come on now. My hair's falling like a sit. But I don't know, because I think it's the Dobby that she carries around with her all the time. But then maybe it's that Dobby that she got recently, the little figure perhaps, or it could just be her dog Rusty, actually. It's not Harry Potter and it's not named after Rusty. It's blooming typical, in it. My camera decided it was going to die. Okay, so I was talking about Janice's item, wasn't I? Well, Janice, when Philosopher's Stone came out, I finished my coffee, by the way, because I was waiting for my camera to just charge. When the Philosopher's Stone came out, Harrods actually commissioned I think it was oak, I could be wrong, mahogany. They commissioned a bed, and the bed was carved with all different symbols from the Wizarding World. Back then it wasn't the Wizarding World, it was just Harry Potter. And there was like all the, like they had like owls, they had the Hogwarts crests, they had all these little bits all over the bed. Janice has the bed. Okay, she has the blooming bed, and this bed is incredible. I remember years ago when I started collecting, I remember seeing this bed online. It was beautiful. It was on Google Images, I think. Well, she has that bed, and I had no idea, so it is absolutely beautiful. So that is an item I would love if Janice's one day. Wayne Smith, Victoria, where do you think Rowena Ravenclaw hid her office in Hogwarts? I think it's under the stairs somewhere. Well, I don't know, because Rowena Ravenclaw was very much an intelligent lady, and the Ravenclaw common room is near the astronomy tower, if I'm right, and apparently the ceiling was beautifully decorated with stars. I could be wrong, but that's the way I've always thought about it. I'm wondering if she had her office somewhere where she could see the stars, because she was an incredibly intelligent lady, so I think for her, being down under a staircase wouldn't be enough. I think she'd need somewhere beautiful, somewhere that she could view this intelligent life forms like all over the world and all over the sky, and I'm just going off on a tangent now, but do you know what I mean? I think that's where she would have had her office. Soph Vinhan, can you do more spooky videos in the future? Your last one was great. Soph, which video is that? Is that my ghost story one, or is that the one where I talk about the Nocturne Alley? Let me know, because I have done a couple of spooky ones. Maybe I could do a bit more of those. I've got loads of ghost stories. What is Rianne Finlinson, what's your favourite place in the Wizarding World, and what's your favourite treat in the Wizarding World? Well, my favourite place in the Wizarding World is, oh god, this is really a tough one. I want to say the Forbidden Forest, but I don't think it would be. I think for me it would be the library, maybe, or I do love Nocturne Alley, but you know that because of Nocturne Alley behind me. But what is my favourite treat? My favourite treat in the Wizarding World, I don't think they have it in the Wizarding World, but they have it in the Warner Brothers studio, is butterbeer ice cream. Oh, I love butterbeer ice cream. So that would be my favourite treat. Which other books, this is Hannah Lawson, which other books have you read which are fantasy books? I love the Twilight books. I love the Twilight books. I didn't read Breaking Dawn, because it was very weirdly written. The fact that it was a diary of all these characters talking from their perspective, and I couldn't cope with that. I'd rather it be a nice like little story like they normally are written, like Harry Potter or whatever. So the Twilight books, I don't tend to read much. I love reading, but obviously with my disabilities I find it quite difficult. I did start reading the Game of Thrones books, which I really enjoyed, and I can't remember why I stopped. I was halfway through the first one and I actually found it okay to read. But yeah, Twilight books for me. This is Heidi Burnett. Don't get me wrong, this has got to be something to do with Janice. It's Burnett. Who have you left your collection to in your last will and testament? One, I don't have a last will and testament. I know that's so bad because I'm 40. I've been meaning to do one, but it's just not the easiest. I don't have a big family, so I don't think there'd be any squabbles. I've got hardly any family, in fact. My collection's been left to my children. They can have whatever they want from my collection, and then everything else gets sold. So I know, and the same with my jewellery, my kids get first say over everything. Adam is completely understanding of that, so he's not one for wanting anything like that. He's not that type of person, never has been, never will be, and his family are the same. So I think my main items, like my Dumbledore's cabinet, my Defense Against Dark Arts cabinet, my main items from Harry Potter, my kids would obviously get first take of those, and then whatever's left then would get sold and split between the three of them. I mean, Adam probably wouldn't want anything of mine. He did say that he'd like to keep some of my collection, but again, he would put the kids first. Yeah, it would be my children, my 3 children. Janice would obviously have some stuff which I think Adam would probably encourage anyway, but again, it would be the kids that say whether they get it or not. It would be whatever they wanted to have. I think if Janice was going to have anything, it would probably might be my Defense Against the Dark Arts cabinet, but she's got enough cabinets. I'm sure she doesn't need any more. I know she'd probably want my Star Ace Dobby. I'm trying to think what else she'd want. What else would Janice want? I don't know. I really don't know. I know there's items that she really wants of mine. Maybe my Life and Lives of Albus Dumbledore book, my Defense Against, not Defense Against Dark Arts. I don't know. Janice, you'll have to tell me. What do you want? My Star Ace figures? I don't know. Yeah, that's, yeah, what do you want? Let me know. If you were shipwrecked on an island, so my question is, what 5 Potter items would you take with you? I don't know. What would be the best things to take with me on it if I was shipwrecked? What can I not live without? I don't know. My first copy of Harry Potter that I bought, maybe? My Harry Potter slippers, my dressing gown. 2 more things. What would I take? A book to read, other than the Philosopher's Stone that I have, so I'd probably take like, I don't know, page to screen of Harry Potter or something. And maybe my cursed necklace. Not really needed on a desert island, any of it, but there we are. Becky Dingage, would you sell your whole collection for a mint first edition Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone? Oh, no. My collection as a whole is worth so much to me that I think, as much as every collector wants the first edition, I think it's not worth that much. My collection is worth well over £100,000 and the book is only worth between 30 and 60,000. So as much as it's beautiful, I'm happy with what I've got. Karen Stowell, if you could only watch one Harry Potter movie forever, which would it be? It would be Half-Blood Prince, because I do watch that over and over and over and over and over and over again. I love it. The music, everything about it, it's just so gorgeous. If Noble Collection asked you to choose one item from the films for them to create as part of the collection, what would it be? That's a good question. Well, I would say the cursed necklace, because I know how many people want it. But then I think of everything that Dumbledore has. Maybe a full-size pensieve? I don't know. It'd have to be something sparkly, I guess, because you know me and sparkle. God, I'm a sparkle. I haven't got any sparkle on at the moment. I did my nails to match my necklace when I did the video and I haven't taken it off yet to change it. Mr. and Mrs. Dursley of number 4 Privet Drive were proud to say they were perfectly normal, thank you very much. They were the last people you would ever think, they were the last people to ever think something abnormal, is it? Not normal and strange, or strange and normal, something like that. I think, is that right? I don't know, I'd have to have a look at the book. That was Cade Gillingham. Maureen McDowell, who inspires you? Who inspires me? I don't actually know. A lot of the time I'm looking at things that, the videos and pictures, like Instagram posts and things, where people just don't care. And they will be whoever they want to be, and they do not care. I mean, there are some big YouTubers that used to inspire me, but they don't so much anymore. I don't know. I'd say my kids, but that's a given. That happens anyway, isn't it? Your kids are your inspiration all the time. Again, I'd say J.K. Rowling, but again, that's a given, isn't it? I mean, Janice would be one. Janice keeps me going, Adam keeps me going, Monica keeps me going. And they keep me to be the best I can be. My best mate Jess, I mean, she keeps me going. I suppose what inspires me would be the Wizarding World. Knowing how beautiful and amazing that is. And it's just stunning. And I love it. So yeah, it's not just a one thing. It's not just a person, it's everything. Who would you marry from Harry Potter? Angela Sauter, is that right? Who would I marry? It's got to be, well, yeah, Sirius Black, come on now. I think Victor Crumb was way too young back then, but he is gorgeous, so gorgeous. Oh, I like this. Casa, is that Augusto Torres? How much time do you spend on the page and browsing Harry Potter things? A lot. I have my phone in my hand constantly. I'm always looking at things, especially if people say to me, I'm really after this item, I can't find it anywhere, and there I am on my phone. And I'm also replying to everybody as well, so I constantly have my phone in my hand, and I've obviously been watching loads of stuff on Instagram and so on, looking at things that are maybe come for sale, or so yeah, I do quite a lot. I do a lot. It doesn't mean that I am actually going to buy things. I'm trying to be really good at the moment. Okay, so that's all of Facebook. Apologies for not being able to answer everyone's questions. I'm now going to go over to YouTube. Me and my tea. Hello, my darling. I hope you're well. How did you discover Harry Potter, or first memory of Harry Potter? Again, Blue Peter. I remember them talking about this book that was being released, or had been released, and everyone was talking about it. It was a great read for kids. And I remember J.K. Rowling being interviewed on the show back in, God, it must be 98, 99. It came out in 97, so it would have been a year or two after that, I think. It was around the Chamber of Secrets, I think. It was when I think the Philosopher's Stone won the Smarty Award. I could be wrong, but it was around that time, so that's my first memory. This is Jessica Motor. What is your favourite Harry Potter moment in the books or movie? My favourite moment in the books is when Mrs. Weasley says, "Get it, not my daughter, you beep," to Bellatrix in the last book. My favourite scene in the movie is when Harry is riding Buckbeak over the Black Lake. I think that is just the most amazing scene in the entire show, in the entire film, or films. Jessie Owens, hello my darling, one of my patrons. Have you ever made a Harry Potter birthday cake for your birthday? No, I've had a birthday cake made for me. I've had a couple made for me in Harry Potter style. Obviously my last birthday was me dressed as a Bo-Batten on my birthday cake, which was just like amazing, from Janice and Maria, John and Richard. And I had a fantastic cake made for me after I think me and Adam had been together for maybe 2 years, and bless him, he got his mum to make me a wheat-free birthday cake in the style of Hagrid making one for Harry in the Philosopher's Stone. It was huge and it was so tasty. I cried when I saw that, because he'd gone to so much trouble to get his mum to make it for me. And I'd come from a really kind of not bad relationship. We were bad for each other, but it wasn't the best marriage before. And so I'd met this man who, he literally pulled out all the stops for me. And it was just the most amazing birthday cake. So bless him. So yeah. I'm not sure if Monica's made me a Harry Potter birthday cake. I don't think so. Apologies if I've forgotten, Mon. You know what my memory's like. Harry D. What things do you love to watch other than Harry Potter, Netflix shows, Disney, etc.? Keep up the amazing work, Victoria. You're doing amazing. Thank you so much. I love Big Bang Theory. You know that. That is my ultimate TV show. That is my TV show. That is what I binge watch all the time. I literally, as soon as I finish the series, I go back and start watching it again. So when it comes off Netflix, I am going to die. When I'm not watching that, me and Adam like watching Curse of Oak Island, which is about treasure hunting on an island in Nova Scotia in Canada, which is really fascinating because obviously it's a real program. What else do I like watching? We just finished watching Hollywood with Jim Parsons. The first episode was hard to watch, but the second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh and eighth were really, really good. no, 7th, sorry, there was no 8th, were really, really good. So I recommend you watch that. It's not for kids, obviously, but it is a very good show, especially if you like old Hollywood. And I think that's mostly it. I don't tend to watch much other than Big Bang Theory, I think, and Twilight. Obviously, I love Twilight. But yeah, I think that's it. Big Bang Theory is my main one. Disney, oh my god, yeah, Disney, sorry. Frozen, oh my god, love Frozen. Tangled, love Beauty and the Beast. I love the live action Beauty and the Beast and live action Cinderella. I'm being nagged to watch Moana. I haven't watched that yet. Definitely. And obviously I love Star Wars as well. We do watch Star Wars. Just recently watched The Mandalorian. That was really good. Obviously still watching Mandalorian when it comes back to season 2. But yeah, really enjoy those. Oh, Scarlet Book Nerd, you know, like this. If you could time travel, what era would you choose and why? I've always been fascinated with the time of Titanic, so it'd be early 1910s, before the corsets were like discontinued because everyone started wearing those fringe dresses, sorry. So I'd like to go back and see what that was like, especially the corset dresses and the size of the ladies, because their waists are like this. I remember going to the museum in London recently, and was it the V&A? I might have been, I'm not sure. And the size of their waists were tiny, and I just absolutely fell in love with the style. I've always been fascinated by that era anyway. And I love anything to do with Titanic. I love the film, and I loved it before the film came out. I was always fascinated by it. But yeah, I mean, I'd love to kind of go back to that era and see what it was actually like for these ladies with getting ready in the morning and having a servant to pull their corsets in and not being able to breathe, and, you know, having the fans of them constantly. And instead of perfumes, I think they had little, I remember looking into it in school, I think they had little oranges that they'd hang off their wrist. Was it during their time of their menstrual cycle? And they'd pierce them with cloves, so the smell would be released over a period of time. And I remember that. So yeah, things like that, I find that all fascinating. I love that era. Oh, this is a good one. Leandro Bren Suzanne Lemmy, is that right? I apologise for anyone's names if I get them wrong. Have you ever broken something from your collection accidentally? Yes. Unfortunately, I had this gorgeous, I think it was Department 56, and it was a big kind of game sort of thing, but it was china, or it was ceramic anyway, and it has a base like this with little drawers in that you have to go and find a key, and then it's a big kind of tower, and then you've got 3 figures kind of spinning around at the top, and behind them, it was the flying key task in Philosopher's Stone. And behind them there's a trap door, there's a door, and you have to find the key to open the door, and inside is a Philosopher's Stone in a bag. Now I've still got it, but it was on a radiator because I couldn't find anywhere to put it at the time. I'd been looking for this thing for ages. I'm not going to buy it again because it's so delicate. Knowing me, I'd probably break it, or it'd break in transit. In fact, I think this one did break in transit, but I stuck it back together. It fell off the radiator and smashed everywhere. I was so gutted. It was already worthless because I'd have my money back for it. I think the whole thing had broken. The top part had become detached from the bottom part, and because it's ceramic, I tried sticking it back, but I couldn't get it to look right. I just noticed that my bubbling cauldron had stopped. So yeah, I was really upset about that item breaking. Which Harry Potter character do you feel was underrated, and why? Maybe not underrated, but overrated. James Potter. And I'm probably going to get hated for this, but I've always tried to be honest with you guys. James Potter, I felt, was a bully. People saw him as a hero. Lily Potter was a hero. But James Potter was a bully. The way he treated Snape was horrible. Snape was just trying to get through his year. Snape was just trying to get through school. He was in love with Lily, but you can't help who you fall in love with. He never tried to, well, we don't know, but as far as we know, he never tried to kind of, you know, separate James and Lily from what we can gather. He loved Lily and he would have done anything for her, but James Potter was horrible. Snivelous, you know, come on now. I mean, I was bullied through my entire primary school, secondary school, college and work. So I not now, obviously, I'm too, you know, I've risen above all of that. You know, yeah, I just feel like people saw him as a hero and he really wasn't. He was a bully, and I just don't like bullies. So I don't like James Potter. That's gonna get hated, but you know, let's end off. Lucia J. Zekan, I'm so sorry. You know what I'm like, okay? Do you like living in the UK? I really love the UK. Yes, I do love living in the UK. But then I've never lived anywhere else, so I'm not sure how I would feel living anywhere else. Darcy Robson, what keeps you motivated to do YouTube? Now, this is a really good question. Some days it's really hard, I'm not gonna lie. I've said this before in a video that never went viral, never went live because I lost it on my phone, but I did a little video saying that I love doing videos, but it's getting ready that I get frustrated with, having to do my makeup and my hair and making sure I've got another different outfit on, and you know, but then once I get started and I stand in this place here, you know, it's very different. And I don't like letting you lot down. I really don't like letting you lot down. Last week killed me with the different videos and different days. I didn't like that at all. But I did come through with 3 videos and I was determined to. But yeah, I mean, it sounds really silly, but like before a video goes live, if I finish uploading a video, maybe the day before it's due to go live, or like the morning it's due to go live, I literally sit there and watch the clock for like 6-7 hours waiting for it to go live because I get really excited. It's like a buzz. It's like an adrenaline rush. And then when you guys start viewing it, I get all excited, and then the comments come in and I get to reply to you all. And so that for me is the exciting part and keeping me motivated and talking about something I love. It's Harry Potter. You know, how can I get fed up with talking about what I love and showing you items that I love? You know, it's, this is what I love, this is what I do, this is me in a nutshell, this is me 100%. So it's like, you know, I love it, I do, I love it. Some days it is hard, I'm not gonna lie, because all I want to do is just sit there and watch TV. But I do love what I do. I'm kind of a weird person really, because of my OCD and my dyslexia, my dyspraxia and ADHD and SPLD and all that. I do find it difficult to stay in a job longer than 6 months because I get bored, I get frustrated. This is the longest job I've had, other than being an administrator for the cooperative group, where I got to train people and teach people. This is the longest job I've had. I love this job. I love what I do. It's an amazing job. It's one I'm really proud of. And it's one that I see grow the success of what I do every day. And I get new subscribers, and I get, you know, all these people commenting on how much they love my stuff and saying that I'm keeping them going through lockdown. You know, how can somebody like me, a little me, keep somebody going through lockdown? I still don't know, but I love the fact that it helps you guys, and that is everything to me. I love it. I can't not love it. Okay, Sabrina Austin, the name of the bowtruckle is Pickett. What is your favourite beast and what name would you give it? My favourite beast is the Niffler, and he would have to be called, I think actually I have given my Stife one because it was voted, wasn't it? I said for people to give me a name for my Niffler, and he was Norman the Niffler. So I love Nifflers, and my Niffler's called Norman the Niffler. So yeah, Nifflers, every home should have one. I love it. In fact, if you saw him right now, you'd see that he lives in a house of sparkle. One of my shelves is just sparkle. I'm not telling you any more than that, but he is in there and he's very happy to be in there. Les Chroniques, Maclean, I don't know how to say that, I'm so sorry. Do you have chocolate frog cards? I do. I don't know which ones I've got. I've got about 8 or 9 of them, and I've got a couple of the very, very original chocolate frog cards that were brought out, because there were ones that brought out years ago, and I've got most of them. But I couldn't tell you who. I know I've got Dumbledore. I know I've got a few rare ones. I know I've got obviously Rowena Ravenclaw, Salazar Slytherin, Helga Hufflepuff, and Godric Gryffindor. I've got the normal ones, but I've got loads of others as well. I've got a lady with like glasses and everything, and she's like this, but I can't remember the names of them. I think they're in one of these trunks. Okay, so majority of these questions, the questions I've answered before, so I'm going to go on to Instagram now. Right, so we're on Instagram now. What is your job? This is Paldira. What is your job? My job is obviously a professional YouTuber, full-time YouTuber, because I'm constantly on YouTube 24 hours a day, and I do get paid for it, so I'm really, really lucky. But I'm also a full-time uni student doing a film and TV degree, and I'm also a barmaid. Now, the reason why I'm a barmaid, and when the bars are open, I clean toilets on the weekends, guys, okay? That is a normal job for me, cleaning a toilet on the weekend. When I do work in a bar, it is actually one of the best jobs ever. I love it. I love working in the bar. I love meeting new people. They don't know who I am because they're not Harry Potter fans, and I'm just a normal person from Neath. I love where I work. I love the people I work with, and yeah, I miss it. I want the bars to hurry up and open again. I'm not a big drinker, so I enjoy the atmosphere more than being out. I don't go out on a night out unless it's with work, which is very rare. I think I've only been on one works do with them, and that was in January. But yeah, I'm a barmaid and I love it. It's great because I get to talk to people all the time, and I've been working behind bars on and off since I was 18. You know, I'm 40 now, so I love it. I thoroughly enjoy it. It's a good job and it's a fun job. And the stuff we get up to as a job is hilarious, you know, the amount of pranks that they pull and stupid videos and photos and God knows what's on group chats and the stuff we talk about. And Adam obviously is head of security in the bar I work at as well, so it's like a little family thing, and Daniel works as one of the glass collectors, so it's like a little family job. We just love it. We really enjoy it. I love that. Sheila Horan, can you give me part of your collection? No. She does do a laughing face, obviously. Okay, this is a good one. Louise Briggs, I've never been asked this before. When the first Harry Potter film came out in the cinemas, how many times did you go watch it in the cinemas? I didn't. When the first film came out, it was in 2000? 2001? No, 2001. I knew about it, but again, I don't follow trends. So I knew about it going in the cinemas, but I went and I got the book instead because people had gone on and on about it for so long, and it started to sound like something that I'd love, and it's something that just I couldn't ignore anymore, if that makes sense, because it was constantly in the back of my mind. So I read the book when it was in the cinemas. It wasn't until it came out on video, hang on a minute, it wasn't until it came out on video that I actually went and got it. I bought it from Woolworths. I couldn't drive at the time. I was learning to drive, and so I got somebody to sit with me in the car so I could go to Carmarthen to buy it from Woolworths, and I did. And this is the actual one I bought. I found it the other day when I was looking for a DVD, Titanic of all things. But yeah, it's like, you know, it's crazy that I still have it. It's just mental. It says that extra bonus footage included. Do you know, I don't even know if I could watch it. I don't even know if our our video works. But I watched it over and over and over and over again. Daniel had not long been born, and he was a baby. And I fell in love with it. I just fell in love with it. It was just an incredible film. But yeah, and you can tell then that I knew I wanted to collect stuff, because that's actually the sticker. It says there, includes extra bonus footage. That's actually the sticker that was on the front of the video, on the cellophane probably, that would have covered it. And I took it off and stuck it on the inside because I didn't want to lose any parts from it. So yeah, that's crazy. When it came out, because they re-released them, didn't they, later on, the DVDs, the films in the cinema. Adam and I went and saw Philosopher's Stone in the cinema because it's the only one I hadn't seen in the cinema. So bless him, he took me as a date. I can see my candle going right down to the bottom there, look. There we are. I will replace it. I have lots of candles, I will replace it. I love this. Julie Cabe, maybe, I don't know what that is, sorry, 89. What job or career would you have in the wizarding world? I think I'd probably, now I've mentioned bar work, and maybe I'd take on Madame Rismerta's job and work in the pub there in the Three Broomsticks. Is it the Three Broomsticks she owned? So maybe I'll go into that one, I don't know. 70 and 3, I would love to know more about being involved in the Harry Potter filmmaking. From hints from your previous videos, all I know is that you've been there for some of the movies. I was on the set of Deathly Hallows Part 1. I wasn't involved in the films in any way. I was on set. I was lucky enough to live nearby, and so me and my sister spent the whole day there. I got sunstroke, got really, really ill the next day, but it was so worth it. We had food from the VIP tent, we used the VIP bathrooms, we made friends with some of the crew. Steve Carter, I think, was one. He was in charge of the special effects truck, and bless him, he took my camera because he gave us his film sheets as well. He took my camera to the film truck and took a picture of Dobby in the truck. I still got that on my old laptop. I need to try and fish it out, although my old laptop is old, so I don't know if I'll be able to actually get it up, but if I can, I will try. Oliver Purr, what is your opinion on Emma Watson being deemed to be too pretty to play Hermione as she was described as being plain and dorky in the books? You can be plain and dorky and still be pretty. I think Hermione, or Emma Watson, I remember J.K. Rowling saying, or somebody, was it David Heyman, or somebody said it, Chris Columbus, someone said it, that when she met, it was J.K. Rowling, I think, when she met Emma Watson, the first thing she said to her was, she's too pretty, or she's way too pretty, or something like that. You're not going to go to a child and say, you're too ugly, or you're ugly, you'll do. Or you're matching it perfectly, she's plain and dorky, you know, or plain and goofy, or whatever. You're going to match it perfectly. They were all good-looking children. I mean, at the end of the day, they were all perfect. You can be plain and dorky and still be pretty. What is the one movie prop that you would want the most? I think the pensieve. The actual pensieve. Wouldn't it be amazing to be able to just remove your memories and just go back to having them so clear? Because apparently when you remember things, each time you remember, it's an echo of the last time you remembered it. So over time, the memory will fade. And I think that's quite sad, because you're never going to remember that one moment as clear as you did the first time you remembered it. So it would be lovely to be able to go back, I don't know, 5, 10, 15 years later and just see that memory as it was just after it happened or something. So I think the pensieve, I think that would be mine. So that's all your questions. I'm so sorry if I didn't get to read your question out. A lot of them obviously were the same questions I've been asked lots of times, so I apologise for that. But there were over 70 questions, so I really needed to pick and choose. But thank you so much. I hope you've enjoyed this mug of magic, even though my mug is no longer here. So thank you so much. Don't forget, I'm doing a live this Saturday at 6 o'clock. So if I didn't answer your question today, then check back with me on Saturday and maybe I'll answer it then. It all depends. But yes, thank you ever so much for speaking to me and sending me all these questions. It's been fun. If you would like me to bring Hogwarts to you, then why not subscribe to my channel? If you like this video, then make sure you hit the like button. And so you don't miss any more of my videos, hit the notification bell as well. Until next time, take care. I love you all. I'll speak to you very soon. Bye-bye. Make sure that you subscribe to my channel. Press the like button, the notification bell, so you don't miss any more of my videos. Until next time, take care. I love you all. I'll speak to you very soon. Bye-bye.